Hey, what's up, guys? Gonna do another live composition stream. Today I'm gonna go ahead and show you something that I have already been working on and is built out of a non-default Sunvox patch. So my name's Scott Brackett. I do synthesizer tutorials and other kind of weird music stuff. And today I'm going to be doing live composition in Sunvox, which is one of my favorite tools. So let me switch to that scene here. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat room just in case anyone pops in and says hello. But if I don't see your comment, apologies in advance. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to set my timer to 15 minutes, which is the custom as of 3 days ago. All right. So, in this patch, I went ahead and I set up just a bunch of samples. So let me hit stop here. So on each of these, we've got, let me bring the volume back up. A bunch of like sort of semi-musical samples. These are all, I believe, dropped in from a video game sound design project I was working on. I don't think these are, I think these were the rejects, but some of these might be, yeah, so we'll see if they show up anywhere. Apologies for any dog barking. I've got neighbor dogs on my left, and then our dog is doing some training on the right. So hopefully the noise gate will catch all that, but apologies in advance. Okay, so we've got just a bunch of samples, and I think some of them are tuned to be instruments, like this one. And then I've got a couple of Sunvox instruments. So there's that one. And I'm doing the old disaster piece, aka Rich Vreeland trick, which is where you run your sound source through some reverb, and then run that reverb through some bit crush or distortion. In Sunvox, you can just use the distortion and reduce the bit depth. And what that does is just sort of, rather than having the bit crush directly on the sound source, which can be, it's very like binary, it's on off, kind of like you hear the distortion or you don't. Having the reverb run first allows it to kind of trail off and create this nice little airy atmospheric thing, which I really enjoy. You can hear that on the Fez soundtrack in a couple of places, and that's where I learned it from. And I think Rich Vreeland did a talk for some university or something, like, I don't know, a couple years back. Probably more years than I'm thinking at this point. But he talked about that trick, and it's one that stuck with me. Then there's just a regular analog generator. Yeah, and everything else is just a sample from my computer. So let's hear what some of the project actually sounds like. And as you can see, all of these red, I think it's red. I'm colorblind, so red, pink, orange. I think they're not green. All of those that are not white are parts that I had tracked live into the computer, and I was using the drivers that have really low latency right now in order to get my streaming stuff working. I have my buffer set to 92 milliseconds, just so it doesn't distort on me. And that's what you'll do for like really low CPU devices, is you have to set your buffer really high for like the chip pocket computer and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a stream with that guy at some point. But anyways, so all of those were recorded live, which I prefer to do for like bass and drums and stuff like that a lot of time, just so you can actually record it with some kind of feel. but for right now, if I do any modification, I'll be programming. So let's listen to this here. Okay, and let me do a non-pattern play so we can just listen through. Okay, so it seems like that's pretty much all that's there right now. Let's mix it up a little and do some. I don't remember what this little bongo part is, so let's play with that a little bit in this section. Okay, so that's what that is. All right, so what if we mess with that pattern a little more? I feel like there's another pattern playing in here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this pattern is also triggering. Sorry about the dogs there. Let me flip my mic off for a second. I'm sure they'll go back inside. And I'm going to write some drum parts real quick. All right, sounds like they went to the other side of the yard, so it's a little quieter now at least. All right, and let's do one more up high. Okay, that's just going to be some kind of silly, slappy stuff, but that's fine. Okay, let's hear that. Okay, so I don't want to have to write more than that, so I'm going to reduce the length of this pattern, and I just double-clicked on it, and I can see that the number of lines is 128, so I'm going to hit 64, and now to make it span the whole gap, I'm going to hit Control-D. So now you have to be careful because any changes made to one will affect the other if you have two clone pieces. And you can see that little thin line there sort of indicating that there is some connection between the two. But what's really nice about that is the same thing. The bug is the feature. One thing will affect the other. So it's really nice for doing, you guessed it, probability, because then you can still have a nice varied part that varies within parameters you specify. So I'm going to go ahead and do 21 so I can have velocity and probability involved in this deal here. But maybe I'll do like, let's do 2 steps, and I'll do like 6,000. Well, it's not really 6,000, but whatever. I'll have to have another hex discussion, but high probability and lower probability on alternating steps. Let's hear that. Okay. And I might hate this song now. After having spent, looks like the clock says 10 minutes on it, I feel like I am tired of listening to this song, which happens. I don't know about you guys, but that happens to me. Oh, let me check chat, see if anyone's in here. I don't think so, which is fine. Let's see. Thank you for anyone watching, and now or in the future. Let me see. Hopefully you don't hate this song yet, or at least you don't hate me talking about this song yet, because I am not sure. I think it sounds like that bass part is wrong, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, it sounds like that bass part might actually have a note that's messed up, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. So anyways, those are some of the sort of the methods I use to do composition in a song that exists, but I'm tired of the song, so let's start a new song real quick. And let's see, I'm going to put my volume back down. All right, and we've got about 3.5 minutes on the clock. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a quick little, I don't know, an arpeggio that does something. Maybe I'll do some hard panning and do a couple different arpeggios. Let's see what this is like. Oh, don't have any notes written in. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's also bump up the tempo really high. Project properties, I think it is. Yes, let's do like 184. And let's do this guy at 2-step, that's fine. Change the length to 16. And I don't like that B. I have a sort of just a general preference for not having a pattern end on the same note that it starts with, particularly when doing this kind of thing. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and make sure that's panned. Oh, there might be some panning thing going on because of that. It's possible I have my input set as mono. So we won't worry about the panning. But let's go ahead and add another one there. There's that B again. Okay, so let's do some probability. And same thing here. I need to get in the habit of using tab more, so much faster. Okay. Let's do 7. And Ah, caps lock. That's what the shortcut is for note off. I was trying to remember that the other day. Yep, I don't love that either, but let's see. Yeah, okay, so that's a start. We got like 1 minute left. Let me see if I can. Ah, yes. There we go. All right, and let's do 4, and we'll start on an offset. Ah, it's no good. Well, can't all be winners, you know? Let's see. Let's see if we can pull this one into something I don't actively hate. Oh, there's that B again. Not sure why, but I'm not feeling that B today. Yeah, let's move this one down to lower. And I think we are about out of time. Let's hear this. Well, I'm going to cheat. I think we are out of time. I'm going to give myself another minute on the clock and throw some drums in here because that'll fix things here. All right, let's take a look. And we'll do 16 and pick our drum pattern. All right. See? Alrighty. I hate that less. Let's see about this guy. All right. All right. Well, so that's yeah. Yeah, I definitely despise that less and you know, got somewhere that I could probably build something I like on there. So, I'm going to call that done for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I always have fun even when I end up not liking my music. I really like composing. Um, and I think, you know, it's all about the process. I always learn something. So thanks for joining me in that today, and I'll see you all next time.